users also flooded social media to celebrate the passing of the co-founder of Turning Point USA.
I just watched a close-up video of Charlie Kirk getting pewed in the neck. So you know what time it is.
Pewed in the throat, so that in his final moments he couldn't in fact speak. I think that's just poetic justice.
After hearing news like this, some form of memoriam is expected. So, in honor of his noble sacrifice, I am going to be getting absolutely blitzed tonight. Who's with me?
Yes, he deserves to die, and I hope he burns in hell. And I really don't want to hear any moral superiority from the people who were just laughing about undocumented immigrants getting eaten up by alligators. Okay. That motherfucker had to go.
Look, see, there you go. Charlie Kirk definitely deserved that. He said things that hurt people's feelings. He said things that people didn't like.
Improving lives, exposing lies, one video at a time, out of queue.
If you click this video because you in any way, shape, or form agree with the thumbnail,
congratulations, you played yourself.
You are a part of the problem.
Hell yes.
Just because you don't like someone or you don't agree with their worldviews or their ideologies or their stance in politics does not mean that you should be writing LOLs and ha-ha-has to them being murdered in front of their family on live for millions of people to see and be replayed forever.
Are you sick in the mind? Are you that mentally enslaved and intellectually subservient?
This is not a right or left issue for me. This is not a Democrat or Republican issue for me. This is just being a basic human being. This is having basic levels of integrity versus being an indoctrinated sheep. That's all this is. Even if you consider what Kirk was doing to be hate speech, that's still exactly what it sounds like, just speech. That's still words coming out of someone's mouth, not actions. Just because you didn't like the words coming out of someone's mouth, you think that he deserved to be murdered in front of his children and his wife and millions on live is wild to me. Absolutely crazy. You are the problem. You are too sensitive. You are too fragile. I didn't agree with a lot of stances that Charlie Kirk had, especially some of his talking points and his opinions and feelings on Black culture, especially Black America. But that man sharing his opinion, regardless if I liked it or not, did not deserve what happened to him. Yes, some of his stuff was divisive. Yeah, he had a lot of controversial takes. And a lot of his stuff was taken out of context, so people are not including no context, basically, right? They're uploading short clips just to make him seem like something that he wasn't. See, and everyone's throwing around the term hate speech, and I feel like, this is just my feelings, these are not the facts, but I feel like back in the day we had a little bit better concrete descriptors for what hate speech actually was. For example, I'm Puerto Rican and black and Hispanic. I say, hey, I don't like the blacks and Hispanics. We need to round them up and exterminate them all. That's hate speech. See how there was a call for action? I was telling people what to do to a specific group of people, telling people, encouraging them to commit violence against this group of people. That was hate speech to me. I understand that's just to me because I recently looked up the definition of hate speech, and it's anything that's abusive or threatening. I don't remember Charlie Kirk saying anything that was abusive or threatening. Also, one of the definitions said it could be what's considered offensive discourse. Do you realize how bland that is? Almost anyone can label something as offensive discourse. That's like if I tell a morbidly obese, overweight person, you know, I have tons of them in my family. I walk up to them and I'm like, hey, you're fat as shit. You're fat as shit. Hate speech, because that was offensive discourse to them. And I think that's one of the big problems. We live in such a sensitive time with weak, sensitive humans, people, especially men, women, that anything now at this point that offends anyone can just be labeled as hate speech, just because you don't like how it sounds, you don't want to hear it, it hurts your feelings. I think that's exactly how we get to where we got today with Charlie Kirk, because so many people celebrated it because he offended them. They celebrated a man being murdered in front of his wife and his children and in front of millions of people online. They celebrated it because they were offended. You see how sensitive and weak people are nowadays? Charlie Kirk, at the end of the day, was still using his words. I even see some people comparing Charlie Kirk to like a Nazi, or the guy whose name starts with an H, the failed painter, right? And that's wild to me, because like Nazis, and they actually did things. They actually harmed people, right? Who did Charlie Kirk harm? And that, once again, it just goes to show how sensitive the world is that we live in today, because he harmed me with his words.
You serious?
I'd argue that you have no real idea what real harm actually is. Since I have a good grasp of what real physical harm actually is, there's no way I'm ever going to accuse another man of harming me, or a human being of harming me, with just their words. That is crazy to me. But rest in peace to integrity, because a lot of these people clearly don't have it with the way I've been seeing them celebrate.
Disturbing reactions range from mocking memes to outright cheering.
Clap if you care. All right, let's move on.
One user shared a video of herself dancing with a caption that read, "Charlie Kirk was just shot in the neck. This is cause for celebration." Others have shared images showing party balloons and memes with phrases like "rest in piss." The popular X account, Libs of TikTok, posted a disturbing compilation of people openly mocking Kirk's death.
I actually have been celebrating the fact that some of these people have been losing their jobs because they celebrated online, and their companies, even the companies, the heartless, soulless companies in America, they realize, oh, well, we don't want to be represented like that. We don't want our employees celebrating the fact that someone was murdered in front of their children and their wife. And so we're going to fire them. I celebrate that. Do I think ultimately that they should be fired? No, because these people are just exercising their right to free speech, right? But a part of the consequence of free speech is it does represent your integrity levels. It does represent who you are as a person. And a company has every right to choose. They have every right to say they don't think your character reflects well upon their company. So that's why people are being fired. Majority of companies realize, hey, that's not a good look. But the people celebrating it can't realize that's not a good look. We have failed as a society when the answer to gun violence is justifying more or celebrating more gun violence. And I'd also argue that anyone that celebrated this has failed as a human being if you think this action of his life being taken and him being assassinated was justified because of his actions, which, by the way, once again, his actions were really just words. That's all his actions were words. Most people are just indoctrinated sheep that just run with a TikTok clip with no context, or an Instagram reel with no context, and they run with it. They demonize whoever that 15 or 30-second clip told them to demonize. No interest in any self-research or finding context. None of that at all. I have seen people with passion shout words that they had no idea what the meaning to the words are. Like, that's the time we live in.
We don't want Charlie Kirk on our campus. We don't want fascists on our campus. We don't want to support that here.
What is fascism? Immigration.
I don't know. I'm not like a political scientist. I'm not good at interviews. You should ask someone else.
Well, I don't know the exact definition of a fascist, so I don't know if he is or isn't a fascist. I will say that. I don't know.
Oh, that's too good. Joe Bob, that's too good. I don't know what a fascist is, but
I've said it once and I will say it again. TikTok clip culture is ruining people's brains. You all are not as smart as you think you are. Just because you see 7 seconds of a clip out of context where something seems like something is racist, or it seems like something is misogynistic, maybe you should watch more than 7 seconds. Maybe. But because your attention span is gone, you're freaking Dory, you think, oh yeah, 7 seconds, he's a fascist. Where did your critical thinking go? And it's not just the attention span clip culture that's the issue. It's the fact that we're throwing around words as if they mean nothing. Charlie Kirk says, oh, if I see a black pilot, I might wonder if they're DEI. How is that inherently racist? DEI is a thing, is it not? Is it racist to wonder? I wonder if that black pilot is DEI hired. If you said that to your ancestor that got beat, lynched, and you said, this is racism, they'd call you retarded. They'd call you retarded. Yes, I said that word. They call you retarded. So what are we doing here? What do words mean anymore? What is going on? Where is your critical thinking? Where is it? I can't find it. I can't.
I must go to America to protect her.
And this is exactly what certain types of people want. They want division amongst the peasants. They do. They benefit from it. They want division amongst the common folk or the middle class, lower class, and let's just give them another distraction. Let's make sure they fight each other more than they notice us. That's exactly what it seems like to me they want.
He's right, you know.
And I've seen the clips of Charlie Kirk saying that he thinks some gun violence is necessary to maintain and keep the right to bear arms. I get it. I get it. The irony, right? And what happened to him versus what he said. But just because I can see the irony in something doesn't make it funny, doesn't make it okay, doesn't make it justified. But do I see the irony there? Yeah, 100%. And I don't agree with him saying that there needs to be gun violence or some gun violence is necessary for us to keep our right to bear arms. But I really do appreciate my right to bear arms, 100%. And even though I don't agree with what he said, that still does not justify what happened to him. I see the irony. Like I said, it just still doesn't make it funny to me. It's still not karma to me. It's disgusting. And I get it. Ideas are the most dangerous things to ever exist, especially if they're not challenged. And this happened on a college campus where we are supposed to encourage critical thinking, where we are supposed to embrace ideas or worldviews being challenged, accepted, denied, debated. It happened there. College campuses are not supposed to be echo chambers for only what you agree with, for only what makes you feel comfortable. It's supposed to be a higher learning, and a part of learning is having that discourse that's challenging, right? That's what I assume a part of higher learning is, right? And furthering your education is challenging yourself, your ideas, your worldview, your opinions. That's what I thought it was. But it's looking like more and more that college campuses are just a place for indoctrinated sheep. That's what it's looking like. I believe we are living in a time where people are more depressed, privileged, unstable, and sensitive than they ever have been before. I feel like we're living in that time, like we're seeing that in real time.
Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about.
And I feel like the Charlie Kirk situation kind of proves it. Not the fact that it happened. That's already bad enough, right? But the fact that people celebrated that it happened. That was, to me, the real sickening part of it. And I see a lot of people say, oh yeah, that's messed up that that happened to him. But he did say this. But he did say that. Y'all talking about what he said. Ain't nobody talking about what he did, because he never harmed. He wasn't out there harming people. So you're justifying him losing his life because of something that he said? That is wild. Not to mention, there's tons of areas where we don't try to justify or victim blame at all. All I'm seeing is a ton of victim blaming here. Here he's the victim, right? And it's like, well, the victim did say that. The victim should have never been a victim. Period. Should have never been a victim. So I don't know, man. It's just, all of this shit is just sad and disappointing to me. And it's crazy because when it comes to other topics, human trafficking, pedophiles, things like that, no one would dare ever say, well, yeah, that's sad what happened to that kid, but the kid did say this. What? What are we talking about, bro? Like, it's crazy to me that there's so many other areas where if you insert that but, that why, that reason, you're automatically shamed for victim blaming, right? But in this case, no, it's okay. It's okay to victim blame Charlie Kirk. It's okay because he said some stuff. You know what I'm saying? The irony in what he said about gun violence, and then look at how he passes away. Gun violence, still not funny.
What the hell is wrong with you, you sick bastard?
Charlie Kirk was a monster. He had no empathy for gun violence victims. Charlie Kirk wouldn't care if it happened to you. So, I'm not him. I have my own standards. So I should now only care if he would have cared? Is that what we're doing?
Shut your
Indoctrinated sheep, right? That's all I see. stupidity. A lot of y'all math just don't math. It's devoid of any critical thinking or individuality, period. You don't have a mind of your own if you're letting this man's standards, who you claim was a monster, dictate your own standards. Not to mention your own standards now have you behaving or acting like him as far as having no empathy. So if he was a monster, what does that make you? Just curious.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
And I'm not telling people that they should be sad or they should care in general. What I'm saying is that being sad or being neutral or not caring about it at all, that is still much different than actually celebrating this man being murdered in front of his children and his wife. Two totally different things. You have being neutral about it as saying, hey, that sucks. Life is lifing. I got to worry about my own shit. That's fine. I get that. I'm talking about the people that's over here that's celebrating it.
We got Charlie and the neck. We got Charlie and the neck.
You're trash. You're trash. Or at least your levels of integrity and morals and values are. But this is exactly why I'm going to build a platform over here where men and women can think critically, can challenge each other on perspectives, and try our best to embrace someone else's worldview. You know what I'm saying? Not live in an echo chamber of just hurt sensitive victims. And it seems like that's all that's around. That's the majority of what's around. It's just hurt sensitive victims that just want to be a victim 24/7.
There's no fucking way that there are people laughing and dancing on this bitch about Charlie Kirk being shot in his motherfucking neck in front of all them damn people. Y'all cannot fucking really tell me that this is the creation of the good world and the fucking, yeah. And if a motherfucker say, well, that ain't what it's about consequences. If it's only about consequences, does it stop being about consequences when everything's burnt the fuck down and everybody's shot? Because then ain't nothing here. There's nothing here there's nobody left to work shit out. And if they are, they're about to create another generation of all this shit. And if it ain't nobody, it ain't shit. We need solidarity amongst ourselves, or else we will be manipulated by the motherfuckers in power to let them do shit that fucks the world up. The world fucks up, makes us more crazy. They manipulate us to get them more approval. Then they fuck more shit up. And we just constantly fucking destroy ourselves. I'm sorry about this video lagging. But we just constantly destroy our fucking selves. That shit is crazy. And that happened while I was on live talking about us pushing meditation and yoga en masse so that we can become conscious and see this shit clearly and actually come to real profound solutions. Because a motherfucker who doesn't have a profound vision and experience of themselves and who they are in the world, whose identity is still rooted in physical shit like race, religion, family, friends, caste, creed, shit that we ain't the same in, will only lead the world farther into destruction, just with another coat on and a new outfit. The only motherfucker that can lead us to unity and show us how we actually are unified together has to know themselves beyond race and shit like that, and religion and family and friends and ideas and rich and poor and all of that. You have to know yourself on the only level that humans are the same, the infinite, because that's the level where everything is the same. But if we don't fucking do that, today is Charlie Kirk. The next minute is some motherfucker you love. And it's the next minute. Like the street dudes understand one thing, and I'll give them this. They know in the streets, the same shit make you laugh, make you cry. And if you ain't trying to break the cycle, you just want to ride it until it's all burnt the fuck up. That shit crazy, bro. I hope, bro, alright. If you celebrating that shit, y'all crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. I know why you celebrating, but you're still crazy.
And I am not a hypocrite, right? I'm a huge fan of The Punisher. I like anti-heroes like Deathstroke and Slade Wilson, and I'm a huge fan of that stuff. So I said that to say that does not mean that I'm beyond celebrating someone's death. I actually would celebrate someone's death 100%. But when I think about celebrating someone's death, I'm thinking about the real monsters, you know, because I have real world experience and I'm educated. The pedophiles, human traffickers, the people that are committing genocide. Right now, I'm talking about those monsters. I'm gonna save celebrating death for those people that are mass murderers, people that are targeting children, women, and innocent civilians, people that are doing child exploitation in any way, shape, or form. I'd save the celebration for them. Those monsters, not a man like Charlie Kirk exercising his right to free speech. Like I said, if you actually believe that was a bad man, that was a monster, it just goes to show your lack of real world experience to what actually bad men are, what the monsters really are that currently exist out there. But once again, I'm not saying that I have all the answers or my way is the right way. I'm just saying take what you can take from it, apply what you can apply from it. Let me know in the comments whether you agree, disagree. But if there is one thing that you are going to remember from me, please remember, life is too short to not value your peace. Peace.
Only in America is it possible to say, you know what, I don't like the way the country is going, and to do something about it. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith. Stay involved. Trust God and act obediently. It's bigger than you. I want you to remember that. It is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. You are here to make somebody else's life better. You know what gives me strength? The hundreds of thousands of you that say, Charlie, keep going. You will never be the best version of yourself if you allow other people to convince you that you can't be better because of your skin color, because of your sexual identity, because of the community you came from. You must resist those narratives at all costs if you truly want to be successful in America.
In your empire, in your podcast empire, would you allow a member of staff to come along and say, this is bullshit, I don't like how you do this, this is shit, you're shit? Or would you fire him?
I don't know if I would fire them. I would first try to teach them how to behave.
And if they didn't listen?
They're out.
Absolutely. So let's imagine you ran a country.
Art of Q, forever feelings over facts. For the rat race, we know that's a trap. Forget what you knew, don't repeat mistakes. We all gotta choose between love and hate. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Here on Art of Q, we focused on the truth. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Most don't got a clue, and it's about time they knew. Art of Q, I'm only here to help. We update our phones, but don't update ourselves. We watch these videos to learn and react. We learn from their mistakes and bring accountability back.